Tonight, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Week 4 on It's the Carolina Panthers taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, it's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well.
His footwork always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
At the 24-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Hodges. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's...
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. So a one-handed grab in the end zone. Nothing much more rewarding than that for a guy catching it.
Not at all. And with what we just saw there, that type of a one-handed catch, what's next? Maybe they go up and almost Velcro with their jersey in the ball. That's about all that's left. That play, simply spectacular.
So a one-handed grab in the end zone. Not much more impressive than that. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So here now are the Panthers for their first. Standing 6'4".
When I was watching film this week, I had to write a note to myself. 3 touchdown passes in an NFL game deserves respect, not ho-hum just because they throw it around all the time. And he got his respect. NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, that's the ultimate vote of confidence from a week ago. Hey, look, he was great. Not his best game ever, but obviously was very good to garner that award. All the talk this week, though, was about let's take that forward now. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 19 carries, 65 yards.
And they've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
A big play there for the Panthers. 47 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. The lead with the extra point.
Well, he decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout.
That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going for Metcalf. This is caught inside the 15. Yeah, he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
After one, a one-point game, 7-6.
7, Seahawks 6.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll look to throw again. His throw caught at about the 5. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
And 1 yard to
go. This is Carson. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive, and they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
9-yard line. A gain of 2.
Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd.
Operating from the gun. Hauser. And that is incomplete.
35.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep, because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love? Four verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. The 20. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Now Myers for the extra point. So he missed his first 2, but this time it's good, and that'll extend the lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now this will make it into the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
An excellent way to start the drive there. 18 yards. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
Intended for Christian McCaffrey.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
And 10.
Throwing again. Hauser firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Fielded just inside the 20. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll throw now on the final play. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where it was the visiting Packers who were able to come in and win this one on the road. 21-6, your final score. Next, we take a trip down the coast to Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And things didn't work out so well as they fall to the visiting New England Patriots. A touchdown the difference, 21-14, the final score. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. A field goal, the difference, 17-14, the final. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Myers to kick off for Seattle.
The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. Fielded in the end zone and not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
9-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Hauser. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Seattle.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender. From there, he doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and that will make this a 19-point game.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken about 7 yards deep and not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Panthers now set to take over offensively.
Boom.
And they'll begin by running the option. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. On 3rd down, Hauser, and tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And a nice spin into some open field. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They were winners over the Dolphins last week. They are on top right now as well as they come up 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Carson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Play action. They'll throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That pass was heavily defended on 3rd down, but you know what? He's one of the best in the league at body control, and he showed you why there.
So what that tells you is that the guy throwing the football understands his guys, doesn't he? Give them a chance, put it up there, and realize that even in a battle, they're more than likely to come down with the football.
Keeps himself upright. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. And that'll be marked down as their 1st sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the 1st half. But now they've gotten their 1st sack here in the 2nd half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure. That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, it felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Well, I see what they were trying to do there. You pop up your holder, roll him out. You got the option to run or pass. Just didn't work.
Not at all, and the communication was excellent defensively to make sure that receivers were covered as they escaped from the line of scrimmage, because that's supposed to be a surprise to everyone, and that's how they get free. People forget their assignments on defense. That didn't happen. And think about the guy rolling out with the football, looking for an open person, no one there.
Helpless feeling. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23, and they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Go Thomas team.
16-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short
on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that will bump the lead up to 26.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken in the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now. Really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we were. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 20. Touchdown, Carolina. His fourth touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Now Joey Sly for the point after. And that'll make this a 19-point game. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create
under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter.
16. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
That's taken on the 25. Carolina getting set to take the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Hauser over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore.
Complete.
That catch good for only a couple.
A gain of 2.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw on 2nd down. Hauser. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Hauser. Sideline throw. That's caught by Moore. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
A gain of 5 brings up
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the gun. Hauser. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Hauser. Looking middle, and that's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the gun, Hauser finds his tight end Ingram. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now a draw play to McCaffrey, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Hauser. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And goal.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal. From the gun, Hauser toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it, but you know every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. Taken from just outside the 30. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Hauser, a short throw to Ingram. He takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 18. Operating from the gun, Hauser.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage. And that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
5-yard line.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Darrell Taylor in there to bury him for a loss of 11. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
the pass.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 4th down, Hauser, and that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show.
Incomplete.
We got a plane to catch.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It got his man complete. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. This to make it a 3-score game late. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So on is Jason Myers in his career.
3-yard attempt.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And it's complete. They're going to get the first.
Tonight's final score.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Seahawks, they're into the win column for the 3rd time this year as they get the victory here. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.